Hey everybody, Michael Melinda, editor of Guitar Player Magazine here with Paul Reed Smith.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, so I'm always interested, with your ear and, your obsession with the guitar. Like when you sit down every year to plan what you're going to do the next year, what are some of the things that you were looking at, and what are some of the things that you were, trying to refine about the, this year's releases, or what are the big hits?
I don't know what's a big hit until sales happen, at the end of the year. But we got some drawings from our graphic artist that does our inlay work, and one of them was the beginnings of what the birds would look like if they were from a distance. They looked like birds, but very close they looked like brush strokes. I was fascinated with it, and we worked on it for a while. We made some private stock guitars out of it, and it really wasn't a plan. It was more of a. It got presented and it seemed like something to pursue, right? So we did that, and then we also made Brent Mason some private stock collection guitars, and there were some modifications of that pickup system that I really enjoyed, and so we started to make a few of them, and they sounded wonderful, and we got together and we went, well, wouldn't this be a good place to kind of replace the modern Eagle, right? So we found some beautiful marimba rosewood, and we had a bunch of artist tops that had some stain in them that we couldn't use for private stocks, but they were gorgeous tops. And so we decided to put them all together and price it aggressively in terms of the price being on the lower side than what we normally get for it, right? And they named it Pauls Guitar, which the first day I literally said, give me a break. You got to be kidding me, right? But it seems to be going well.
And then so when
this is the guitars I'm playing live, so.
Oh, okay. So when you worked out the pickups, what are some of the refinements that made these sing a little,
well,
or capture your ear?
The 408s have a wider treble pickup and a narrow bass pickup, so it's sensing a shorter piece of string on the bass pickup and a wider thing here. When we did the ones for Brent Mason, we stuck this one here and wound it up as a treble pickup, and it had a gorgeous tone, The bass was still there, but it wasn't as quite as loud. And single coil. So it was very musical to me, and I went, well, that sounds good. And then at the same time, I was starting to modify my MDTs so that they sounded better for me in the studio, and we ended up putting a 100-watt power supply and a 50-watt amp. Everybody knows that 100 watts and 50 watts sound different, but we finally got a 50 to sound like 100, which was really enjoyable.
Well, also, I mean, you obviously have to fall in love with these things before the public sees them. So for your style of playing, what was it about this that kind of made you fall in love with it?
Come on, I'll show you. If I put it on the dirty channel, and I'll turn it down a little bit, but it's just got this gorgeous. It's got a very vocally tone. It was with the band, that's going to sound very vocal. And I like that. It's got a beautiful high mid-range. It doesn't hurt your ears. And, for us, we're playing these tunes now. Just had a real musical tone in the band. That sounds gorgeous. And when I went to Japan with this amp, every note I heard with the cabinet turned around backwards, and I went, wow, that's fun. And it sounded big in the PA. I was just happy. So then we said, well, why don't we release the amp that I'm working on? And they named that Paul's amp. I went, oh God. But that's kind of what it is. So I think the amp sounds good. It cleans up nice. I didn't touch the amp, and it's still clean.
Yeah, there's a lot of dynamics between the interaction. Your fingers with the amps giving
You should be able to get any tone out of it. You should be able to get any sound out of it, right?
You've been getting a lot of press releases from your company about all the things you're doing this year. It sounds like, wow, you're really taking kind of an aggressive stance of putting a lot of cool stuff out.
Yeah, so you've got the Neil Sean guitars and the Kurt, the Clint Lowry guitars, and that's probably my wife calling on the phone. It just kind of turned out the way that we would release the amp I was using and the guitar I was using, and it seems to be going fine.
Fabulous.
I mean, the guitar sounds musical. You can't say it doesn't sound musical. It does.
That's amazing.
This beautiful high mid-rangey tone.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And so there you have it, kids. Paul's MDT and Paul's guitar demoed by Paul himself at the NAMM Show 2013.